Smith slips but regains his footing, spirals one towards Roberts. Lewis does the roving for the Eagles. The dangerous Chris Lewis in towards full forward. Oh, Turley, if he can pick himself up, and he can. Onto the left foot, kicks up over centre wing. Couple of North Melbourne players there. One was Stuart Anderson. He couldn't take the mark. It comes clear to Schwartz from Freeborn. Now North Melbourne a chance as King goes long up towards full forward. The pack is there. No one able to take it. Carey does the roving. Carey kicks the goal. Blakey's desperation is evident. He pushes it wide towards the 50-metre line. It's very close to the boundary line. It's kept in play with a high floating kick. Oh! A mark by Allison. He's 10 metres out. He's directly in front and he's put it through for a goal. Braden Lyle pops one over the top. Peter Wilson is 50 metres out. A flat-looking mongrel pup finds Lewis. But Lewis is kicking for goal. 25 metres out and he kicks it. And now Stevens, a wobbly old punt kick. Where's Horse this time? Where's Horse? Gone. Maybe. No. Allowed to play on, so Archer does. And he's kicked the ripper.
Good punch cleared by North Melbourne now. Longmire behind, can't grab it. Now it's Rock on his left foot. And he's put it straight through the middle. Ignores Kemp and decides to kick long, looking for Garrick, and finds him. Good mark. Gary decides to play it on his left foot, shoots, and goals for the West Coast.
Well, North Melbourne made a great start. 3 goals in the first quarter, 4 in the second. And at half-time, it's 7-6-48 to 4 goals, 1-25, a lead of 23 points, and perhaps an upset brewing against the premiers, the West Coast Eagles. Time, and at this stage, North leading by 13 points.
North Melbourne by 13 points. Simpson pushed when he was kicked, close to the boundary line. Now a chance for Carey and Jakovic. Again, the ball going out of bounds. Jakovic being dominant on Carey today. Very quiet day for Carey. 4 kicks and only 1 goal. 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Ball in on centre wing. Stacks on the middle, Lyle. And Blakey on the bottom of the pack. And another ball up.
Yes, there's the North Melbourne hierarchy. Nervous looking with the chewing Dennis Pagan. Rodney Eade looking very serious. Still plenty of football left in this game. A high kick. Garrick. Courage. No mark. It's difficult in there and it'll be even tougher come the final quarter. King is at the bottom of the pack.
North Melbourne continue to have answers within the contest like this ball up, whereas at the centre bounces they've taken 12-3. They've been most dominant at ground level.
Ball held. Schwartz again doing the tackling. Players from both sides have been fantastic. Braden Lyle picks himself up. Thrown up on that outer side. Flicked wide and pushed towards the 50. Here comes Fairley. Had it for a moment. Kemp's got to give chase. Oh, ducking his head was Blakey, but he was able to get it away. And it opens the door for North Melbourne to go down towards the half-forward line. Carey in trouble. Gets the hand pass away towards Allison. He goes down towards the 50-metre line. The race is on. Simmons off the ground as Simpson gives chase. And a throw-in. Left half-forward flank. He's an exciting youngster, is this man. Paul Simmons. Turnbull tried to get a left fist at it. Simpson is in there, almost got a boot to it. Stevens. Bond almost gave away a free kick. But we'll find ourselves with a ball up. Very special time of the quarter, just 3.5 minutes remaining. Couple of kicks in it. Drew Banfield goes down towards half forward, chopped off once again, however, and kicked in towards the middle to find Wayne Schwartz. Shepherding sees Schwartz clear. Down towards Blakey on the 50. John Blakey inside 50. Sets sail for goal. crowd anticipated then, but just a fraction too early.
I hope Wayne Carey doesn't fall foul of dropping too far back into the forward line. First half was great for North Melbourne when he played up the ground, giving the players like Allison plenty of space across the full forward line.
McKenna decides to kick on the outer side and finds Bond on the West Coast half-back line. 50 metres out. It's North Melbourne by 14 points. And a tight, tough encounter. Bond kicks long up towards centre wing. Looking for Wilson. Wilson unable to mark, goes too far under it. Now Freeborn able to drive it back into the North Melbourne department. Jakovic can't mark, floating across the front of the pack. Brennan, McKenna, some tough work. Longmire now tries to break clear. Here's a chance for Archer now. Off the ground, and a great goal in North Melbourne. That's Archer's second. And North Melbourne's 8th, bit of breathing space, 20 points the difference. 2.5 minutes left in the third quarter.
And you would nearly describe this as the goal that broke the back here. West Coast Eagles have the advantage of the breeze in this quarter. It's getting quite strong here off this oval. For North Melbourne to get this goal up into it, a very important one.
Oh, like a piece of gold, that one for North Melbourne. Second goal to Glenn Archer. Out of the middle. Wilson caught. Schwass is the tackler. And King also. Eagles making a change. Looks as though Hart is going to come on for Waterman. Socket off the ground in the centre by Banfield towards Schwass, who heads for the outer side, a bit of the open spaces. Simmons is there. Archer is there. Archer left his man, however, and it opens the door for Brennan, who pumps a long kick to full forward. Matera's down there, but it's socket off the ground by Smith. And the throw-in will take place.
Breeze seems to be getting stronger to the left of screen, the end that West Coast Eagles are kicking to at the moment, and with only minutes to go, they really need to pinch a goal here.
Certainly going to be a big last quarter. Can Bond do something? He wobbles it in towards the pocket. A little too far for Fraser Gehrig. And over the line. Right forward pocket for the West Coast Eagles. Gehrig has 2 goals. He, in fact, is their only multiple scorer. Allison and Archer have 2 apiece for North Melbourne. Schwass shaping up as one of the best on the ground. That was well trapped by Turnbull. He almost threw it to Banfield, but play goes on. Longmire gets the hand pass away. Blakey round his body. There is a strong, strong mark by Allison. He'll have a look down forward as they go charging down towards the 50. Out comes McKenna. He couldn't take the mark. Rock for goal. Anthony. Yes!
West Coast Eagles worked very, very hard to get the first 2 goals of the quarter. Well up into the 20-minute mark, and then now North Melbourne rebound with 2 quick goals up into the breeze. Archer and now Rock being the recipient of a spilt ball from Guy McKenna. North Melbourne taking a very good lead into the 3-quarter time break.
Rock's kicked his first. North Melbourne's 9th. 26 points the difference now. They've got within about 13 points, West Coast. Roberts takes the ball to the ground, and it's another ball up. Inside 1 minute left of the third quarter. Critical third quarter. Roberts and Turnbull. Spent a bit of time up forward, Roberts, and also in the ruck. Turnbull, the winner. Kemp now. Can they pinch another goal, as Terry mentioned before? Who's going to be the thief? Will it be Matera? No. The ball goes over the line for a ball into the right forward pocket.
The thief, the Ronnie Biggs.
This will be maybe the last passage of play for the West Coast chance to kick this goal. Good punch clear by King towards the boundary. Wilson a chance. Oh, Stevens holds his head. He knows he made a big mistake and kicks the ball out of bounds on the full.
Well, with just 19 seconds remaining, Peter Wilson is going to have a shot right on the boundary line. If he's going to go short, they're going to have to take a mark. Jason Ball. Well, the angle is marginally better. This will be the last kick of the quarter. No doubt about that. And they desperately need it to start the run home for the final turn. Jason Ball from 35 metres, 45-degree angle, maybe a little tighter. Set sail with a drop punt. It's a good-looking kick, and it's a goal. That is a vital goal for the West Coast Eagles. And Jason Ball, he was dragged earlier in the game. He's come back in the third, and he's kicked two very, very important goals. And I would imagine Mick would be breathing just a fraction easier. They've still got a long way to go, but it's 20 points the margin.
10 minutes remaining, and North by this stage leading by 23 points.
9-13 plays 7-2. Armstrong off the ground. Oh, good body work by Banfield and Archer. Great to see. It's been like that all day, throwing the bodies in. North Melbourne are determined to win this game. Rock and Matera shoving. Matera has given away a free kick for tampering with Rock's shoulder. Rock plays on quickly, looking for Carey, too high for him, and Jakovic takes a strong mark. Had a great game today, Glenn Jakovic. Plays on to McKenna. McKenna looks very well balanced as he runs out of the back line, touching the ball onto the ground. Kicks straight up the ground, and only to find Wayne Schwass interception. Schwass, not a good handle to find King, but a free kick again. Schwass was held after he got rid of the ball. Schwass has had 13 kicks, and that was his 10th handball to Laidley. Laidley kicks long up through the middle of the ground, over the top of Archer's head. Turley, short kick to Wilson. Wilson a couple of steps, and a long kick inside 50, looking for Ball. Ball, well pushed off the ball by McKernan. Great pressure by McKernan. Had a great game against Ball. Over Stevens' head and Simmons. Archer held. Play on. Stevens sells the dummy, drives it up long, looking for Longmire up in the goal square. Longmire and Carey. King Carey. Great mark by Carey in the goal square. Will not miss to put North Melbourne's 10th goal on the board.
And could go a long way towards sealing it for the Roos.
Just also goes to show there's no justice in the game for a defender. I mean, Glenn Jakovic, I think, has been the best player for the West Coast Eagles. Held Carey well. Here's Carey to goal. So the first goal of the final quarter comes in at halfway through it, and it's a result of Anthony Stevens. What a hard worker he is here, just outside 50. He tests the game here by driving the ball long and hard into it, and Carey now has the opportunity to be able to score the goal, and does it. 48 for the season, 287 for the year.
So a battle now for the West Coast. It's 10-13 North. The Eagles are 7-2. From the middle, McKenna pushes towards the wing. It's socket off the ground by Roberts, wide towards the boundary line. Stevens even further. McKenna almost held, and eventually taken over by Schwass for a throw-in. On centre wing, the smiling Wayne Schwass has had an excellent day. 13 kicks, 6 marks, 10 hand passes, tells the story. Kemp tries to flick it on towards Banfield, who gets a hurried high kick up towards half forward. A big clash of players. This courage won it today. Lyle gets flattened, but he gets it away towards Ball, who gets a high kick in towards full forward. They've all got to sit and wait. Just great courage. Here's Bond, 35 out, back to Ball again. He gets back to Ball, but he's under so much pressure. And over it goes. That is just sensational.
Jason Ball was the difference between the two sides when they last met at the Wacker, and it's been Corey McKernan who went back to do the task today and has done it so very well.
In the right forward pocket for the Eagles, almost a kicking in danger. Out on the full. Blakey to defend. No one on the mark, so away goes John Blakey. Towards centre wing, towards Roberts. Brennan taken over the line by Archer. Simmons, a beautiful pickup, a centering kick. No one able to take it, just a little too high. Lewis, a chip into the pocket. Again, too high for Turley. He sockers off the ground, deeper into the forward zone. And Wayne Schwass, like a slippery piece of soap, sees it over the boundary. Unable to pick it up.
North Melbourne by 29 points. McKernan gets the tap. He's done that all day in front of his opponent, Jason Ball. Lewis unable to pick it up. Conditions not suiting most. Kicked along the ground by North Melbourne defenders. Archer now in front. Good body work, good defensive work now. Armstrong along the ground, clever to Stevens. Manages to keep it in. Good follow-up work by Simpson. Archer again. Stevens a fresh air. Simmons now around the corner, trying to put West Coast back into attack. Bond gets the sit. Handball off the ground to Lewis. Not much certainty there with running with the flight of the ball. Now it's a chance for North Melbourne in King. And Simpson allows the ball to go out of bounds. About 70 metres round from West Coast goals. Under 10 minutes remaining in the last quarter. 29 points for North Melbourne. Kemp. Turley. Banfield to Matera. Good pressure by North Melbourne. West Coast are being smothered by everything. Good pressure.
Rodney, Dennis Pagan just having a quiet chat on the phone. Lovely Saturday afternoon.
Who'd be a coach then?
Oh, golly. Brennan caught. The ball spills free to Robert Scott, another 150-gamer. Into the middle, away goes Armstrong. Across comes Pike. They clash. Rock gets the hand pass away. Here goes King. Down the middle, down towards Allison. It's a beautiful kick. He saw him, and he just chipped away.
A sensational kick. King has checked his swing as his legs coming through, held it back just momentarily after seeing Allison and giving him a little bit of air. Allison now lining up for his third goal.
Had the 3-iron out, put it away, and got out the pitching wedge. That could be the sealer here at Optus. It is.
It's North Melbourne by 35 points. West Coast desperately need more goals. They've only got 8 minutes left in the last quarter to get them. Now North Melbourne clearing back up towards their forward line. We've got a chase with Rock and Pike and Archer. And the three of them see it over the boundary line. 65 metres round from the North Melbourne goal. Few problems for Mickey Malthouse. What can he do? Lewis and Archer. Archer fists forward. Roberts a standing start, kicks towards the pocket. Carey in front of Djakovic. Can he weave some magic? Unable to do so in these conditions, and the ball goes out of bounds.
Terry, it's not just the 4 premiership points, but I'm sure that the Eagles would be thinking of a Perth final.
Definitely. Today we're really playing for the top 4 positions in the ladder, and they have missed it here. And Optus Oval certainly hasn't been a happy hunting ground for this side.
Pyman on the ground, in towards half forward, but the only one there is Matera. Towards centre wing, he wanted Bond. Schwass is there. He's the best player on the ground today. Wayne Schwass swings it into the centre, and there he finds King. He's put away his golf clubs now, and he's given it to the junkyard dog. Lately, in towards half forward. Big pack of players, no one marks. Pike almost throws it out to Turley, and it finishes over the line.
7 minutes remaining in the last quarter. North Melbourne by 35 points. Can they steal another one now? Longmire slipped around to Allison, and Allison slips it right through the middle. That's his 4th, and North Melbourne's 12th. Some great-looking supporters.
James Morrison.
Bugle boy.
And 2 distinct for Brett Allison. His first half, he was the man alone in the full forward line, given space. In the second half, now he's the rover. Great goal.
A fired-up Roo combination on the way to 4 premiership points here at Optus Oval. 12-13 plays 7-2. Out of the middle they go again, and it's Dean Laidley down to half forward. The horse, Johnny Longmire, chips inside 50 to man of the moment. Stevens will have a shot. Anthony Stevens has had a big day. 17 kicks, 4 marks and 3 hand passes. And it's going to be tough to give the votes here at Optus Oval, Terry Wheeler. He goes short. It's effective. Mitchell White caught behind John Longmire. And he'll have a shot. Been a long time between goals for John Longmire. He kicked 1 in the first quarter. That was his 469th career goal. So let's see what he can do this time. Yeah. Quiet day for him. Just a couple of kicks.
But North Melbourne dominated right throughout, Sandy. I mean, they've had some 30 extra possessions to that the West Coast Eagles have been able to muster.
Well, 5 minutes to go, and the Eagles haven't scored in this quarter. North Melbourne have kicked another goal. So they're rolling home now. Longmire gets his second. 13-13 plays 7-2.
And Mick Malthouse certainly has the pressure placed upon him in now as the game has got well and truly out of the West Coast Eagles' grasp. North Melbourne dominant through the midfield, and not through necessarily slick use of the ball, but through sheer aggression at the man and at the ball. Longmire, his second goal.
Well, that's North Melbourne's 4th goal for the quarter, and West Coast have yet to kick one. Off the ground by Pyman. Pike. West Coast midfielders have been very quiet today. Pike, not a great influence on the game. Same with Matera, and also Kemp, who spent some time on the bench, as mentioned earlier. Ball up in the centre of the ground. Turnbull and Roberts. Schwass, best on ground for North Melbourne, is caught trying to barge through the pack, and another throw up. We're inside 5 minutes left in the last quarter. It looks like it could be curtains for West Coast today, and a few problems leading into the finals. Lyle unable to pick up the ball. Given back to Kemp, around the body, and only to find Ross Smith, who had a fantastic first half for North Melbourne and a rock of Gibraltar for their defence. Centre wing to Stevens. Diving mark. Kick off 1 step to Longmire, unable to mark. Keeps his footing. Fends off White. Round the body now. Carey. But Matera rolls the ball over for 1 behind.
13-14 plays 7-2. 92 plays 44. McKenna to Gehrig. He kicks towards centre wing. A floating kick. Oh, fine mark by the fisherman Fairley. Away he goes to Wayne Schwass. Drills one to Dean Laidley. He can go over the top if he likes to King. King has a look down towards Stevens. He's 55 out. It's a long kick. It's a goal. Ho, 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 go North. Ah, yes, 14-14 plays 7-2. Supporters ecstatic.
Oh, and they have every right to be. Wayne Carey hasn't been the influence. This man here is. Wayne Schwass is the key to North Melbourne, I think. Closely followed by this goal kicker, Anthony Stevens. Does he work hard in the centre of the ground? Great work.
Well, that's Stevens' first goal for North Melbourne. North Melbourne's 14th. 98 plays 44, and another ball up in the centre of the ground. North Melbourne kicking with probably a 2 to 3 goal breeze, but they have kicked 5 goals, and West Coast have been held goalless. Turnbull only to be intercepted by Schwass. Kicks it wide. Brennan has the front position in front of Archer. Doing well, Brennan. Off the ground by North Melbourne. Again. And it's by Anderson, who takes it out of bounds about 65 metres out from North Melbourne goals. They're in attack again.
Young Stuart Anderson. On for another run. It's Blakey tries to take it out of the air. Matera shove. Anderson wants to get in the thick of things naturally, but the umpire decides he'll have it. 98 plays 44. North easily here at Optus Oval in the end. Rock tries to thump it down. So it'll be celebrations tonight for the 150 boys, Robert Scott and Matty Armstrong. It's ironic that both played 132 games at their former clubs. There's Mickey Malthouse and Tim Jett look on. Archer comes over the top, belts it down towards Allison, puts them inside 50. Carey was trying desperately to get it on to Scott going past. Just a little too much pressure from Glenn Jakovich. And another throw-in. Just a couple of minutes remaining. So North keep their top 4 hopes alive. Brennan caught by Archer. Gee, his aggression has been a real example right from the word go, Terry.
It has. He's really led the side. I mean, the whole contest has been very, very fierce right throughout. The heat's certainly gone out of it now with North Melbourne in control, but it's a credit to all the participants in this game, particularly in the first half when the hard ball had to be won. Everyone was prepared to get in there, and North Melbourne at the end of the day have won out in that particular regard.
There's the man, Archer. 8 kicks and 7 handballs. Good game by him. Longmire tries to flick it over the back for the North Melbourne runners, but no one was there. Kemp off the ground. Schwass, brilliant work by Wayne Schwass. Decides to go for the boundary line. Matera keeping his feet, and Pyman. Anderson's on the bottom. And another ball up. Umpire Goldspink decides. About a metre away from the boundary line. A minute and a half left to go in the quarter. Blakey has the run. Close to the boundary line. Dribbles one into inside 50. Chance for Archer now in front of Brennan. Around the corner, Archer. Oh, it's been touched on the line. One behind. Takes North Melbourne to 14-15-99 to West Coast 7-2-44.
McKenna to bring it back into play. Heads towards Jakovich and Turnbull. Neither can take it. Here he is. B.O.G. Finish it off with a goal. And he does exactly that. You want 3 votes? You've got it.
7 Sounding back after losing their 3 previous games. What a victory by 62 points over the Premiers. And North 15-16-106. The Eagles 7 goals to 44. And the Premiers didn't score in the last quarter. Allison kicked 4 for North. And the leading goal scorers for the Eagles, Gehrig and Ball, each kicked 2 goals.
Taken away by Rock. Kicks high towards centre half forward.